Soy Miguel Llansó y welcome to Art or Trash.
I spit on your grave. Groovy.
You just take care of the justice, and I'll handle the revenge myself.
Who will win, the living or the living dead?
I had a mad impulse to throw you down on the lunar surface and commit interstellar perversion.
Our deadliest weapon is her body.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Art or Trash Cinema podcast. A quick introduction from your host Flo to the interview with Miguel Llansó, director of Jesus Shows You the Way to the Highway. Described as the Matrix on acid by the official festival program, the synopsis of the movie is basically as follows. The year is 2035. Tallinn in Estonia is a megalopolis controlled by an omniscient computer called Psychobook. And there is a computer virus called Soviet Union which attacks this Psychobook. There are two agents Gargano and Palmer Eldritch, which are tasked with the perilous mission of destroying this computer virus. After that, craziness and a very dreamlike, adventurous and over-the-top movie unfolds, which I very much recommend. For the people who are interested in our in-depth review, it is part of our NIFFF diary. Day 4 is the day where we saw the movie, so make sure to check our in-depth review of the movie out. But without further ado, this is the interview with Miguel Llansó. This is the Art or Trash Cinema podcast. We are here with Miguel Llansó. Correct me if I'm pronouncing this badly.
You say it perfectly.
Thank you. Is the director of Jesus Shows You the Way to the Highway. Thank you very much for taking your time to sit down with us.
Thank
and
you.
We have just a couple of quick questions. We would shortly like to present your movie to our audience. And then we would like to know a bit about your direction and just tell our listeners about it. Great. So firstly, we just mentioned to you before that we just came out of your movie and we couldn't stop ourselves from smiling the last 20 minutes. And we think you made a very entertaining movie. How did you come up with this kind of subject matter? What inspired you to...
Well, you know that I do the films during a lot of time, like 3 or 4 years. So a lot of things come into my head, and so the films become like a lasagna with a lot of layers and shit. So or kind of like a trash.
Yeah.
So a lot of ideas, but basically the films come always from reflection about our times, and we are living in a trash times, definitely. You have to see, I don't know, like who are in power, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a guy who is cutting people in pieces. He's the Saudi Arabia prince, and there is also, well, you cannot mention Donald Trump, but also you have very kind of intriguing machines like Facebook, like the social network that are analyzing the human behavior like no one has analyzed before. So the level of power in our society is very smart and accurate. And so all these reflections about the time we are living is what made me think about the films.
Very interesting, yeah. You can...
Yes, we loved especially one part of the movie which reminded us of older movies, and it was the stop motion aesthetic of the action scenes. And it made these particular scenes, it was used in very different and added to excitement, I think. And we were wondering, how did you create the visual effect? Was it filmed with real people or was it puppets?
Was it film, man? It's totally human stop motion. That means that the actor is my brother and my friend Agu, So we were moving my friend Agua and Guille, like frame by frame. So it's basically picture, move, picture, move. So, so we want to make half of the film like that. And we shot for 15 days, and suddenly we had 1 minute of film. So we calculated if we do like half of the film stop motion, we are gonna finish the film in 2035. So we said like maybe we just keep it 10 minutes.
Well, it was amazing though. We were extremely impressed because we've never seen anything like it done in like live action before.
Yes, it's actually called. It's kind of a certain kind of pixelation. They call it because they are not puppets. It's real human people, but moving the humans as they are puppets. So
it's amazing.
You fooled me at least because the way it was shot, it looked like a model, like una maqueta.
Sí. Yeah. It can look like a model, but all the places are real places.
And the sets, especially, also they looked like models. It was very well built.
Yeah, the sets are they are not built. We work always in real locations.
Real locations.
Yes, yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So this is also like a very strong kind of side of we dedicate a lot of time in researching about places. And actually this film was shot between Ethiopia, Latvia, Estonia and Spain. So because we are a very small team, we can travel to these kind of strange places all around the world to shoot the film.
Amazing. Want to continue?
Yes. The film reminded me, especially me, of Buñuel's surrealistic themes. And I think that I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I think it's very well, a very good aspect to take for a movie which takes place in a virtual reality or in a dreamlike space, I think. Was it an intention or?
Yeah, I mean, Buñuel is kind of one of my big inspirations. But I would say that nowadays, for me, the spirit of Buñuel is kind of reincarnated, for instance, in films like Wakaliwood. I don't know, you have seen Who Killed Captain Alice or Bad Black. And so this trash film that is made out of pieces of recycling things and turning into something new, trying to turn all the trash that comes into your head from all over the places and into beauty. And I think Buñuel was doing this perfectly with the films he made, especially in the 30s, The Golden Age and Andalusian Dog, because he was taking all the elements of his society and the power figures, the teachers and everything, and turning into something surreal and funny. So yeah, definitely.
Very nice. Large parts of your movie have been shot in Ethiopia, right? So we have the question, what is your personal connection to Ethiopia and what would be the deciding factor to shoot the movie there as compared to other filming locations?
I went to Ethiopia in 2008 and I have been shooting like a lot of films there, sometimes as a producer, sometimes as a screenwriter. My previous film, Crumbs, was also shot in Ethiopia. And basically I went there fascinated to discover a country. I made super good friends. One of my producers is Ethiopian, the main character is Ethiopian. So basically after making all the friends and kind of starting the community, film community there, I found the landscapes and the people so interesting that really inspired me. And I think that to think the future of the world from Ethiopian or African perspective is something that very interesting and very funny.
Definitely. Has this also something to do with that in past interviews you mentioned that you see Werner Herzog as an inspiration in this kind of gonzo style filmmaking? Was this an inspiration for you to go there? And also talking about Werner Herzog, is there a specific movie that inspired you especially?
Yeah, I mean, I think Fitzcarraldo and Aguirre were totally kind of an inspiration. But I like the spirit of Werner Herzog, the spirit of Jan Rush. For instance, for me, Jan Rush was a super interesting figure because he was doing his films based on the anthropology of friendship. So basically, he was going to Niger and he was making friends, and they were making the films together. And I think this kind of this approach of not going to the place and do something like exotic, but going to the place and meet the people, make friends, and once you have been living there for some years, make the films with your new friends, is something that fascinates me like a lot. I think that's the key of what we do.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
We watched yesterday, as preparation, your short film, Where's My Dog? And I started watching it and I thought, okay. I was near to stop, but I watched to the end and I was positively surprised. I didn't expect this turn of events. And my question is actually, did you ever plan to make a documentary, or was it scripted from the beginning?
No, it was scripted from the beginning.
Okay,
yes.
very nice.
But yes, but then we got some elements from documentary, because actually the kids in Where Is My
Yes.
Dog, they were the kids of my neighborhood, and I did it with my friend Johannes Felecke, that now he lives in Washington D.C., but he was living there with me. We were going out very often, so we said, like, why don't we do something with the kids from the neighborhood, and we have fun, no? Because the approach sometimes to Ethiopia is like very paternalistic, and people would want to talk about poverty, but we we were trying to kind of challenge that vision. And so, yes, we said, like, to the kids, hey, do you want to play in a movie? Yeah, of course. And we play all together. So.
Because I was watching it and Flo was next to me and I said, what a cabron. Really, and then filming it. I was
some people, I said, watch until the end, because some people watch it and they just leave a comment like, you are an asshole, and they leave the video and they say, please watch until the end.
Exactly. Well, I liked very much how you generated different ways to generate interest. Like, for example, for the poverty of the children, they talk about what the prices for things are and how much money they get there, and then turn it around to more like a dramatic way of interest, of capturing the viewer. I want to compliment that.
Oh, thank you.
The other thing that I seen you mention in past interviews was that you have a special relation to pop culture icons, and or so-called pop culture icons. Like, you used Hitler in your movie as some kind of pop culture icon. I wanted to ask whether the addition of Stalin in this new movie of yours was primarily also motivated by this.
Yeah, totally. I think the objects, the pop culture objects I have a love-hate relation, because they are normally, it's how the capitalism works with the history, turning everything into an object, a selling object. You can look at Rage Against the Machine, look at even Che Guevara, Che Guevara is a t-shirt right now.
Yeah.
It's a t-shirt. And or even how, for instance, Facebook neutralizes the social movements with like. You put a like and that's it. End of the story. You don't have to go and make the revolution. You just have to like the things. So how the society, or mass society, turns objects that can be dangerous or can be potentially aggressive to open a path for changes and revolution into something very domesticated, very under control. So I try the opposite, trying to Hitler or Stalin, which are very kind of dangerous figure, trying also to domesticate them in something that belongs kind of to my world.
That's very interesting. Something maybe completely out of context, but it just came into my mind that in terms of Spanish cinema, if you had to recommend, let's say, 3 movies from Spanish cinema to a viewer that hasn't seen any Spanish movies.
But you're talking about contemporary films?
Contemporary films, yes.
Well, I don't like very much what is happening in Spain right now, but that's the truth. But there are certain exceptions. And for instance, I can tell you that watch whatever Velasco Broca had made short films by Velasco Broca, Albert Serra, definitely, Sergi Caballero, so the most surreal ones from the kind of scene, no? And also you can Chema Garcia Ibarra, he's making also very nice short films. Now he's developing his first feature film.
Okay, so you're very much also into the short film scene then?
Yeah, because my friends make short films, but they are short films that are totally mind-blowing, and they shot sometimes in 16, black and white, and they are visually very powerful.
Is there something that you prefer in the medium of the short film over making a feature film?
Not especially. I won't make any big difference. Now I write more feature films because you can develop some concept a little bit more, but you can do something. It's a pity that we have not medium. That is, or you do a short or you do a feature, but for instance, a film that is 40 minutes or 50 minutes will be also fantastic. I mean,
yeah, definitely. Is there something you want to add or tell your audience when watching your recent movie? Is there something you want to give us with on our way, basically?
Besides to our introduction, which we will do later.
No, yes, I wanted to say that sometimes in art house cinema, people believe that the most boring films and the most kind of thick and heavy films are more intellectual than the comedies and films which are surreal. I believe that there is a certain degree of thought and philosophy also in comedies and in surrealism, and I would like the world of art house cinema to push a little bit these genre films to be seen.
Yeah, I think we couldn't agree more with you, because this is exactly what our show is about, basically. Yeah.
What is your podcast going to?
It's going to be on basically every podcast app you can imagine.
So I would like to listen to it.
It's mainly in German, I have to warn you.
It's in German?
It's mostly in German, but we have some parts that are in English. Well, most of our shows, when we do reviews, they're generally in German. Because we've largely a Swiss audience.
Where are you based? Here in Switzerland?
In Switzerland, yes. But we do I do a lot of horror movie reviews as well, modern horror movies that come out that I consider worth reviewing.
Right.
And these ones we do in English.
The thing is, in Switzerland there are not a lot of podcasts which are which subject matter is horror or fantastic cinema. That's
genre film. In general,
exactly.
There's no genre film podcasts.
We like to fill a little bit this spot.
Actually, I think it's the most inspiring right now kind of area. Even though sometimes genre films are a little bit conservative, but I think there is a place where your mind can kind of grow and blow and
exactly. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, I think it's been very creative the last couple of years. I think there's been during the 90s it's been a bit bad, but now the last couple of years there's a lot of very creative things going on in genre cinema.
Punk is back.
Exactly. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking your time.
So we leave you to your lunch.
Yes, it's been a pleasure.
I hope. Thank you.